feed. Poetry series continues. Spiritual infatuation is getting to it. Righteousness Rules, Chapter 6. As I speak my clout, when Matthew words Christ the mouse, uncuttable, so you can't see me. Yeah. Number one, who studies knowledge of God. Eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Nice more than having fun, sweet like eating a honey bun. Need to bust a gun, got more ammunition than that, so I don't carry none. You can't harm me. My neck past you. I'm not cracking at you. Come against me, get crushed like cashews. My brother's at you, staying on a piece of cubes. Let restless God still rules. I crush the mess that surrounds me. You can't dumbfound me. We get shot like Richard Roundtree. Where do I act? Temple. No, why have it found that's not my style? It's an selfishness. I want forth this embellishment. Me in this hellhole. I still be old school LDs with the shell toes. Me myself in God and these God's woes. Using this manifesto for sticky females forever. Got no time to be stuck with them like Velcro. Because I'm the big picture. Show sponsor. God's career to reach with new speak. Looks down, speak that's hard and concrete. That's the power moves. God light in this rock world. You can't blow a fuse. That was get demolished and bruised. Turn to molecules. No one proving that righteousness of God still rules. Golly Poetics, Chapter 7. Comprehend and listen closely. Strip sweet like sugar, you should call me Snake Mosley. Using the notions of culture. One of the deepest when it comes to lyrics that deserve a trophy. You can't approach me or roast me. God chose me for the Hawaiian Sophie. Not a runaway slave like Toby. Cold as ice, but you cannot froze me. Never pushing up daisies because I will always come on rosy. This topic has been suggested. My lyrical skills should be locked up or arrested. It is manifested without being feeling hectic. The lyrical relic, bringing forth the Galley Poetics. The second verse is sweet, short and sweet. Any challenge that comes at me, better prepare for defeat. Skills harder than the cement or concrete. Guaranteed to make some bucks when I'm Milwaukee, but I'm not seeking Moncrief. I'm the chief like Will the Nest, although in the past understood with conquest. The village runs to get fed this. Can't be spared time that you can't appeal this. One about because my lyrical genius should be put in the time capsule. The skills are stable because it's genetic. Your dumps pathetic, no match my Galley Poetics. No distractions in my life. In my life, everything must be prioritized. On the rise up with signs of compromise. Priority list got my job and my money. Keep my nose clean without being running. Many staying on my T's and Q's, refuse to lose. Without egos being bruised. Stay away from the limelight. Stay focused with hindsight. Keep my heart and the soul and the mind right. For disaster strike. Build the plan or the act up ahead. Press the real foundation, solid foundation, while every person plays something on quicksand. Sit against a black man named shot following God, proving people wrong while to follow all the odds. Into the ocean while flow with the ocean. My steps remain full like cocoa butter lotion. Don't care about how much you make me. I'm the God body type. I should not have the strengths of my life. It's life. People try to invade your inner circle. And my life is the true colors like the true color purple. I want to stop me. You can't fool me. I have a great awareness of who I am, so you can't school me. I don't care about being a man pleaser. No time for groupies, bowsers, and a bunch of skeezers. Steps of a good man, ordered by the Lord. Man on one accord. See, I'm God's team to remain on board. Have a right to my privacy. Don't care if no one doesn't like me. Still the high and mighty. You can't surprise me or connive me. Seems to live wisely. No one on earth has a heaven or hell to put me in. Can't save me from sin. Nor to make me repent to be born again. Pressing forward as a stalwart, married to Jesus, that's my thesis. My devotion to God remains undistracted, undivided, not undecided because I'm holy and righteous. Set apart like a plant tree, so don't try to embark. Not practice, so don't draw attention. Living my life at a higher dimension. I'm on the brink, so I will continue with the decision. I dare you to try to correct. Forget about a wife. No distractions in my life. Chapter 9. Unlawful entry. Not in the mood to form a tandem like Morgan and Mindy driving home, leaving from Wendy's. When I got home, I saw this girl named Cindy. She was the type of Bathsheba, not Aretha. I don't know if it was cheaper to keep her. I don't know what this was about. Did she call my bluff to speak her clout? She wanted to give me some cut like flippers out the barber. I knew that righteousness and lawlessness can never be partners. For starters, I wasn't used to nothing like this. She was so fine that it was priceless. She wanted to float with her tight mini skirt. She wanted to set me up and do her dirty work. Cindy was like men, women of many, trying to lead a man down, so I'm going for entry. I can't afford to fall into like a woman's ways. Your limit in the last days. Just calling a spade a spade. She was going far from the dark shade. She was trying to get paid. She wanted to give me a son. With kids, wasn't having none. She wanted some lemonade. I poured some in a glass. She tried to give me cut up like the hot top fade. I was a Christian, even though her body rear end was finger licking like Kentucky Fried Chicken. This woman was a vixen. I had to watch my Charles Dickens. City was filled with envy, leading me down to the road on lawful entry. What in the world was I thinking? It didn't matter if she looked like Faye Jenkins. Then the urban legend, she was a force to be reckoned. She wanted to be first in my life, not self second. God's first, that is the way it has to be in order to be beneficial to me. But give me the third degree. She started catching feelings. Was there on the ceiling? Time was revealing because of her being appealing. Maybe she was sly, not shy. She decided to come nearby. She had to present herself as a ride. So he was a snitch, trying to be rich, but she ended up throwing a wild pitch. She kind of snagging that it made me itch. She pulled a gun, and I was stunned. She wasn't sweet like a honey bun. I had to keep my tongue in my mouth because I couldn't see down so. Cindy had curves like a bottle of coke. This was no joke, not a joke or a hoax. I told Cindy, don't you want to be noble? She started offering these proposals. She broke down and cried. All the foolishness had died. She fell into my arms, but I didn't give into her play with all the charms. She gave me the gun. I took out the bullets. I told her to live her life to the fullest. If she wept, she left inside of walking God's footsteps. Moral of the story is, men, you need to be careful about women who try to cause a frenzy. So he tried to tempt me. Simply didn't fall into her ways because I rejected the unlawful entry. Spiritual infatuation. I am in love with my Heavenly Father. He gives me the divine power from on high. He never lies as a shoot as to repent. This is why it's heaven sent. This is elegant, intelligent, and God have a crush that supersedes the spirit of lust. I don't have to make a fuss. I keep it on hush hush. God gave me the golden touch. It's not played out like a double Dutch Russian roulette. It's good as it gets. Comprehensive, unique outfit. I don't have to look foul and wild. It's an honor to be God's shadow. Never spoke a split. Writing about God's love was a divine gift. Knowing that things God's way is a seismic shift. God is a miracle worker, while others want to have a crush on a man or woman, vice versa, by being in love with God keeps me from lust and murder. It's so delicious like eating a turkey burger. Giving me the revelation to be about this nation. It's the spiritual infatuation. In God's eyes, want to be the cleanest, not the meanest, and be finished when I act this. But one thing to practice to me for being a lackey is do it with precise ability. Give wisdom and humility. No need to die severely. Come from there as I speak clearly. The King Solomon's theory, not from the down under, because I'm cool like the tundra. Christ the living bread, no need to make you wonder. I'm fighting for Christ, fighting for God, like the heaven blaze in the summer. Put aside the hooligans and grumpers. Either you make a break or need to think twice. No need to scared. No need to be scared like watching the movie Poltergeist. No, we might get a slice of what happened to the Moabites who wanted sexual sin from the young Israelites. The scenario might happen more often. You have to inherit a comment of caution. You're the boss, and you don't want to end up in a coffin. Your heart needs to be softened, bringing forth a new sensation with the spiritual infatuation. That's it for that. I'm done. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thanks for hitting the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Like what you see. Spiritual infatuation means being in love with the things of God, His will, His way, His holy word. Others want to have a crush on a man or woman, but rather prefer crush on the things of God. He is eternal and everlasting. Must stay connected to His eternal attachments, not temporary worldly attachments. I will never get married to a woman. I am not in love with a woman. I am in love with God. Sex and marriage doesn't mean anything in the eternal scheme of things. The only thing that matters is that the most important quality in the game of life is to love God and live for Him. This installment represents the importance of a man's single-minded focus on God. Nothing else. Life is short. You are one heartbeat away from God's judgment. Being in love with God is important because God never changes, especially His love. That is why God's love is unconditional. His love is worth having. God never leaves me nor forsakes me. He will always be present in my loneliness because God's omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. I have to keep God's attributes in the forefront of my mind. I was very graphic in this book. The reason because I talked about topics such as pornography and the dangers of it. We live in a sex-crazed world. Sex sells, whether it is on the billboard, magazines, strip clubs, and the internet. It's a challenge to live a G-rated life in an R-rated world. But someone has to stand up to set boundaries for their life. We need to guard our eye gate in terms of what we gaze at. That will give us an adulterous heart. Whether we are at the gym, church, workplace, or watching television. What is eye candy is not always pleasing to the eye. The last chapter I wrote was on Lawful Entry about a seductive woman named Cindy. The chapter was a fictional story about guarding and avoiding bad women who tends to lead a man down the road to the chambers of death. I had to talk about different topics to showcase my diversity within my writings. Diversity is important when it comes to writing a book. You can't be repetitive because you have to add a little spice to your writings. My writings doesn't have to be profane or controversial because it is easy to do that. I will not do that because I have to be true to who I am. Integrity and truthfulness is very important when it comes to writing a book. I got 4 more books, special books to go. When I venture into other genres of books, I have to spice it up a little bit. This is my 5th book that I've written. I never can take this far. I never can take it this far as often. But I have to keep persevering by writing more books, many books that I like to write. Writing a book is not hard. Selling a book is because I have gone on social media to promote my books, especially on the first 2 books through Twitter, Google+, Facebook. I haven't purchased the books yet, but still not quit. As for the chapters of spiritual infatuation, chapter 1 is about paying homage to my middle name, Scholar. It was given by my late grandmother, Crystal May Patterson. I give definition of my middle name. Chapter 2, Brother from Another, is about being different, to be different in a way that would lead to hating on someone for doing the right thing. Deep Within Atlantis, which is about being deep in thought, knowledge, and a way of living. Chapter 4 is about the dangers of pornography. Chapter 5 is about us being unstoppable, basically just being tough to stop anything you want to do and accomplish goals and dreams. Chapter 6, Righteousness Rules, about the righteousness of God, being the God person in my life. Godly poetics in chapter 7, which means being poetic in a godly fashion. Chapter 8 is No Distractions in my life, which means staying on my proper conduct, so keeping everything prioritized in the game of life. Chapter 9 is a Lawful Entry, which is about a woman named Cindy, who tries to lead a man on a road of seduction and attempted murder. Chapter 10, Spiritual Infatuation. It's about being in love with the things of God. This is the summary of spiritual infatuation. That's all that matters. That's it. Too soon.